Hey, what's cracking, everybody? Not much of a happiness pro tip today, but I have 3 words of encouragement that I would like to share. And it comes from a conversation I had the other day that haunted me a little bit. A guy was telling me he was literally felt like he was at the end of his rope. And I asked him if he was suicidal, and he kind of snapped into a different gear and was like, oh, no, that's never an option. That would never be an option. And I remember thinking, it kind of surprised me, because I remember thinking it sure the fuck is an option. And people do take that option sometimes. And, you know, I just remember the 3 words that came out of nowhere one of the times, because I assume that everyone in their life, something I recently learned, not everyone in their life has even really gotten to a point where they feel like killing themselves. I assumed everyone did. I probably at least 10 times in my life have had things so stacked up that it was like, I just want to check out. Thankfully, I never did, but 3 words came out of nowhere one time that I feel like allows me to punt it forward. And those 3 words are this: it will pass. Okay, whatever it is, and it doesn't seem like it will in the time, no matter how much pain you're in, it will pass. And these words were given to me when I was standing on the edge of the Hoover Dam a long, long time ago. And it was just life just wasn't very fun. It wasn't worth living. And I remember tossing a battery off of the edge. You're not really supposed to throw anything down there, but anyway, shocker. And watching it bounce down till it went out of my sight. And I just remember thinking that would do it. I could jump right here, and all this crap that I'm going through would over. And it was a serious thought for about a minute. And then I thought, you know what? Someday it will pass. And it was like, maybe I'll come back tomorrow and do it. And for whatever reason, that has been advice I've shared with, because I've probably had, I'd work with a lot of people drinking and drug in that recovery world. Like every other person is suicidal. That's why I assume everyone has had some kind of suicidal thoughts in their life. This idea that it will pass. There's no, and I almost don't even, it's not my thing. I like to focus on the good stuff in life. And, suicide is not my favorite topic, but I've had enough people close to me die. I've had enough people say that they were suicidal. I've done enough funerals. I've done 5 funerals for people that committed suicide. 2 of them that I knew personally, that I felt like, I feel like people can't talk about suicide because everyone acts like you have to be some kind of authority or expert. No, fuck that. You're a human being. You have the ability to talk to other people and empathize and give people that hope to just let it pass, let it move one day forward. Because, the crushing pressure of life, and we all will be crushed and knocked down by life, but it doesn't stay that hardcore press forever. It ebbs and flows. If you can just hang in there, if you're even thinking about it. I don't know the suicide hotline number. I've never given it to anyone. Maybe if someone wants to post it in the comments down below, go for it. If you want to message me, I will call you and talk to you, because and I don't have any deep, I don't pretend to understand all the deep mysteries of life or anything like that, but I do know this: it will pass. That worked for me. I can only speak what worked for me in the times of my lowest, and it happened quite a few times in my life where I was just like, fuck this, man, I don't want to be here anymore. And for whatever reason, those 3 words kept popping up. You know what, this will pass. Even when I was in jail facing some serious charges, I just remember thinking, you know what, this will pass. I didn't do that, by the way, on that one. But it just, for some reason, it gave enough to help me keep going. I had a drug counselor talk to me one time when I was newly clean and sober and say, hey, you know what, you found a way through drugs and alcohol to not kill yourself. And I thought that was kind of a weird thing to say. And it wasn't until years later I realized, he was right. You find a way to cope with stuff when life is too hard, whether it's appropriate or not. He had this weird view of, here's the bright side, is you found a way, and he was right. Then you can medicate yourself and kind of push the ball forward. I don't have that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I don't want that anymore. But not that I'm immune to it. I mean, life still kicks me in the teeth more than I would like to, especially dealing with the freaking IRS. But I don't know if this makes any sense or helps anyone out there, but the conversation haunted me when the guy acted like suicide was not an option. I thought, you know what, it is. Don't kid yourself, and be honest with yourself that is an option, but don't do it. It will pass. you can pack up, restart, and go somewhere else. Do whatever you got to do. Hang in there. Give me a call. Shoot me a message. Reach out to someone else. And it's not about punting it to some expert that's going to be able to help you. It's find another human being and tell them what you're going through. When I went through early counseling training, one of the things they said was anytime someone's suicidal, you're supposed to call 911. And man, I talked to so many people that were suicidal. I'm like, I'm not going to call the cops on people all day long. And it kind of dawned on me, if you expect the government to solve your problems of extreme pain, you really are fucked. That's what we're here to do as humanity, is to help ourselves through this challenging thing called life and help each other out and carry each other's burdens. I remember one time they called the cops on someone, one of the counselors at the church called the cops on someone suicidal. They ended up arresting him for traffic warrants. And I thought, man, that does not help that does not make them feel, promise you, I would not feel better being arrested than not being arrested. But anyway, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not even 100% sure. What I'm saying is I'm sharing 3 words that worked for me in my life. If anyone out there hears this and is even thinking about this is the end of life, you know what? It is brutal. Life is tough. It will kick you. It will knock you down. It will beat the shit out of you. But you know what? Whatever you're going through, no matter how crushing it is, it will pass. It will pass. God bless you.